I said, baby, you drive me crazy. Yeah. All right, we sound good. This one goes, layoffs should not be normalized. Classic.
It's kind of crazy to me how normalized in the last 5 years that layoffs have become. Like, it's not like a normal thing. That's not like supposed to just be a normal part of the business. Where like every 6 months they're just like, hey, we're going through another round of layoffs, and you're just like, all right, is this business failing? And they're just
No, everyone's like, yay, I've been waiting for this part of the job. It does seem to be a normal kind of deal. Maybe it's always been normal. Sorry, I just thought about that. They're like, oh, fantastic. Been waiting for this.
We're just like, nah, we're doing great. It's like crazy to me the amount, like pretty much every business is having layoffs or has had layoffs recently. That's not supposed to be the way that it is. Like, and I feel like we all just at this point have gotten to the point where we're just like, oh yeah, layoffs, layoffs. It's not normal.
Back to what I was saying. Yay. He's got a fucking point, though. Let me hear him out.
And it's really sad to me how there's just absolutely no human utility left. It's like they go through these layoffs and it's literally the same as them just deleting numbers off of a spreadsheet. Like they feel like nothing. They can't even have honest.
Okay, I'm going to say, before we go to the next guy here, I like this dude. He's cool. But I'm going to say this morning, so I've got Nestor, right? Nestor's my main man, okay? My main guy. But here's what I want to say. I have recently decided to expand my business, right? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. So I started making a pretty great deal of money, and I said, hey, instead of me going out and buying fancy shit and getting a cool car and leveling up, I said, let me put it back into the business. Let me put some money back into the ecosystem. So I hired some guys. I had 3 other dudes aside from Nestor. Wasn't a shit ton of money, but it was an extra $2,500 a month. 500 to this guy, 1,000 to this guy, 1,000 to this guy. Extra part-time money for them, right? So this has been like 6 months here. And it got to the point where it turns out TikTok, Instagram, they don't pay anything. So we got to the point where we're supposed to be getting paid from it. And it turns out they don't pay anything. So last month I had to fire a guy. Fucking it. What I'm getting at is it hurts. Oh my God. I look at Nestor. Nestor, come on. You see me. I'm sitting there going, oh man. Yeah. I gotta take money from this person.
It's not a pretty process.
This morning, I let go of the other 2 guys. And it's not because the company isn't making money. It's that what they're doing actually isn't making any money. And I kind of had to do it. And I think a lot of businesses, I don't think people are stoked to fire people. Nestor, you said it best. Some people are like, some people are like stoked to fire people. They're like, I can't wait to fire this fucker.
Some evil people get off on that.
Oh yeah, that's not me, and I don't think that's most people. Yeah. It's kind of where I'm getting at. Anyways, I'm just saying it fucking hurts. Okay, but when I don't know what to say about it. Point is I feel terrible, and if you're watching this right now, you did a great job. We just weren't making any money from it. And it's hard to keep paying for something where you're not making any money from it.
That's the tough part. It's like how it was essentially a marketing budget.
Yeah. And it's like this false illusion, but not really. That's why you see so many people on TikTok with 100,000 followers going, I can't find a job right now. Yeah. And you're thinking to yourself, well, what about TikTok? It turns out it's a big fucking lie.
I got laid off from my corporate job yesterday. And I think that this is the reality for a lot of Americans right now, and it needs to be shared because America is not doing well right now. We have a 94% prediction rate that the recession is going to come, but yet our frickin' administration hasn't even made the move to actually say that a recession is coming. And let's actually call it what it is, a depression. People can't afford groceries. They can't afford rent. They can't afford buying houses. They can't afford having babies. They can't afford having the kids in general if they already have them. We are not in a good spot, y'all. I know that I'm just a number in a company, but I thought I was okay. You're going to think that you're okay because you've worked there for so long or you have the right experience. Like, you guys, I have an undergraduate in marketing, a master's in business, 6 years of paid social media experience, both on a strategist and manager level. I have done people management.
I want to let you guys know right now that I am not naive enough to think that what we are doing here cannot be affected by what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason why I advocate for keep your bills as low as possible. Try and get rich, but don't get fancy with it. And Nestor works on a percentage. So if we take a hit, you take a fucking hit, buddy.
Yeah.
Just like me. Y'all want fair game? I'm out here giving fair game.
Yeah.
But if we get rich, he's going to get paid, he's going to get paid awesome. But just so you know, I lived in 2008 and 2009. I was only 18, 19, 20 at the time. But I was working at a restaurant. I went to work one day on a Friday for a lunch shift, thinking nothing of it. Dude, restaurants gutted out. Not a single table. Signs are down. They didn't even tell us.
No warning whatsoever.
I never even got my last paycheck. They still had tips of mine. Gone. Yeah. So what I'm saying is you got to tread lightly. Okay? Getting fancy. Now's not the time to be getting fancy. And we'll get into that.
Management for at least 3 years. I'm a senior level in my career. And yet, when I was hired to do a senior level role, I was forced into entry level positions. I was doing entry level work as a senior level strategist, all while at the same time being asked to reduce my workload with AI.
She looks a little young to be a senior anything. I just want to go ahead and say that. No offense, I'm just talking shit here.
And our team was having layoffs every 3 months. I should have seen it coming. I really should have. But the thing is that it was not something that I saw coming. Because the day before that they laid me off, I was literally talking coverage plans with another employee who was going on leave for months. How am I supposed to sit there and not think that I'm safe in that moment? I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that we live in a world like this where my manager wasn't even the one that fired me, by the way, or laid me off.
It's so hard to fire people though, dude. Before we go to the next one, it's so hard. This one goes, Gen Z is about to learn why millennials vote blue. Well, yeah, we're reaching the point where everybody's going to have fucking public assistance. A recession isn't coming. It's already here. Yeah, I think half of us know this, but it's easy to forget about it, especially when especially when everything seems to be going perfectly well. And you don't want to live in fear. Nestor, you want to live in fear?
Heck no.
Oh my God, I'm going to lose my fucking job tomorrow. No one wants to think like that. Let me see. I got laid off after a big speech about how they were bringing in more work for my specific team. Then they laid off the whole team. Safety is an illusion. Be kind to yourself over there. Yeah, that's another thing too, especially she's talking social media and stuff, which is what we're in. None of it's fucking safe. And that's why I feel so bad I had to fire these dudes. I feel so bad about it.
But the marketing for social media is different because it's hard to analyze how much is it working, how many people come from social media to your YouTube videos.
It's not even just that. It's bigger than that. It's I want to say a lot of companies, and I even did another business pawn shop online selling stuff, and I had an employee doing that. But it's hard to. When you're paying for something, you know how everyone talks about fake jobs? What do you even do there? Well, it's not that they're not doing anything. It's just a lot of those positions aren't actually making any money. That's the tricky part.
That's true.
And I think this black gentleman here has a very valid point.
You know what I think is going to happen? You're going to see a lot of semi-rich people, a lot of your YouTubers, a lot of your artists, a lot of your rappers, a lot of your company owners, your Airbnb owners, a lot of people who own their small businesses and their own individual medium level corporations. They're going to start laying off their workers. And I think exactly why is because here's the thing. Regardless of like whether you make $10,000, $100,000, or $1,000,000, the tax bracket that you sit within still applies to you. And those business owners are currently being affected right now because guess what? Poor people aren't shopping. A majority of the buying, a majority of the dollars that are being spent right now, or that were being spent by a majority of the people who are purchasing things, they're not buying anymore. People are staying home. People aren't going out. They're not making ostentatious purchases online, trying to live lifestyles. People are struggling. People are unemployed. People are jobless. People are homeless. They're not spending money. You're gonna see.
He's 1,000% correct. I already said, hey, I just had to fire some people, right? And honestly, something that a lot of us do is we bite off way more than we take on way more than we can handle. Guilty. I knew what I was getting into, bringing some people on, but really, in all reality, for what I'm doing, I just need one guy. That's it. Just two dudes making it work. We could get caught up in this whole like scale big nonsense. Even if you're not a big corporate conglomerate, I think it's just regular. Like that's how people. It's nature. Once you start doing something and it's working, you go, yeah, let me grow it bigger, and it's like it could be kind of fun. Break it down small, right? Let's say you get a big raise. You go from making 30 grand a year, you're making 70 grand a year. You're fucking rich now, dude. That's how you're gonna feel. Maybe not with the cost of everything, but a lot of us can go, oh, I can go get that new thing now. Oh, I can move into a more expensive place. I can get that car. Oh, I could finance that shit. That's just on a personal level. Well, companies do this too.
Oh yeah.
I've done this. Luckily, my overhead's low. I'm not fancy with it, right? Yeah, we got some cool stuff. Shit like, yeah, but this is like thrift shop popping. Like, we worked within a very small budget. Okay, we got popcorn ceilings in here, guys. But I did take on way more than I could afford it, but at what cost? Until I can't anymore, right? So imagine when shit does hit the fan. Next thing you know, I'm going to use this as an analogy. I'm going to use my one editor as a car payment, my other editor as a credit card that I maxed out, and the other editor as the new $700 extra for my new sweet apartment, right? So when my bills fucking eat shit, when my money eats shit, I still got these three fuckers. I'm sitting there, got to take care, or the counting on you. Luckily, I could get rid of these three fuckers. No offense, I'm just talking here. But a lot of people can't get rid of those because they're not actually people. They're kind of stuck with the three guys that they got to take care of. I don't know why I'm preaching to you, but it's the truth. I thought this one was funny. This guy watched his job get taken in real time. The lawnmower guy. Watch this one, Nestor. Wait. The robot lawn. No, wait right there. Did you imagine, dude? That's so fucked up. Dude, if that happened, I see them out in my HOA with robot lawnmowers. Oh, I'm going to get pissed. I'm just throwing that out there. I just thought that was funny.
Y'all got to stop acting like $100,000 is not a lot of money. Because y'all be capping. A lot of you motherfuckers who be saying $100,000 is not a lot of money, don't make that. Bro.
I bring this one up because only about 20% of people in the U.S. make that. But this is why I bring it up. Okay? Let's say you are making $100K. Remember what I said about the three metaphorical gentlemen that are your bills and your lifestyle. Remember that. But this is why right here.
I just want to talk on here real quick about my downfall. All right. So I was making $100,000 a year. I even had a second job, so probably more than that. I don't even remember what it was. I had a Mercedes GLC 300.
She making so much money, she don't even know how much money she making no more.
Bought a house. I was killing it. All right. But I came from nothing. Okay. Nothing.
Yeah, classic.
I loved having things. It just made me feel like I did something. This is my success story. So I would just buy shit I didn't need, getting wasteful. I started getting disrespectful. I got into a little bar fight with this girl. We both walk out at the same time, and she walked to this beat up fucking Honda. Car is a car, man, but not in my head. Walk out to that Honda. I walk out to my Mercedes. I said, "That's what you driving, broke bitch." I just was so fucking out of pocket, man. This shit has humbled me. I'm telling you, I needed it. I just did. My better.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I bring it up, because if you were making $100K a year and you just lost your job, now you're stuck with the three metaphorical men: the Mercedes Benz, the new dope crib. You get what I'm saying? It can happen to anyone. And that's a big reason why I preach about a man with no bills is a rich man. I don't care how much fucking money I'm making. I'm not a greedy guy, right? Like, I don't need to show off for you, right? Like, we're doing a show here. I want to entertain you, keep it crazy, okay? Make sure we're having a good time, talking some shit. Give you some visuals. But, like, I've experienced this shit. I've been the guy with 2 jobs, always. I've experienced layoffs. I've been there, brother. It's the worst. I've learned the hard way, like most people. And I don't know why I was going in the comment section on that. My bad. This was just kind of I don't know. Get rich, but don't do it for vanity, because it can happen to anyone out here. And I think people need to hear this. You know, I even need to remind myself. I definitely need to remind Nestor where the fuck he's at.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm not.
The U.S. recession is here, buddy. I don't know if y'all are feeling that pain or if you're seeing it go on, but universal basic income is now going to be a conversation in at least the form of the checks that were sent out like 2020. A lot of people didn't think we would be back in this position, but I am calling it now. I believe that there will be checks sent out to the American public again to stymie off the American economy falling apart here in Q4, going into Q1 for 2026. The largest number of layoffs has been happening since 2009. This includes 2020. It's worse than 2020, guys. I've said this before on my channel. Universal basic income is no longer a thing that we can just entertain as a wild concept. People are hurting. People need help now.
I don't know. What do you think they're going to send out more checks? I don't know, dude. I mean, they might have to, but what if it gets to the point like AI, right? Nestor, I want to know your thoughts. Everyone's talking fucking AI this, AI that, robots taking the long guy's job. That's fucked up. We can all agree on that. That's fucked up. That's messed up, dude. But what happens though? They might have to do that. How does anybody, if everybody's losing their job, and then it's almost like just this domino effect. Or maybe, just maybe we got a little comfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe we expect too much. You know, I want to point out the red leather seats in this gentleman's car.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people ask what RLP stands for. It stands for Red Leather Podcast, or Real Little Penis. I'm just kidding. Really large penis, actually. No, it stands for Red Leather Podcast. Okay? Red leather. Everybody loves it. It's like a luxury. And I have an old car with red leather, and I was sitting in it one day, and I said, I'll call it Red Leather Podcast. But my point is, okay, the red leather, the car payments, fucking everybody's got a Louis bag.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? How many motherfuckers got a Louis bag? You're bartending at a fucking restaurant.
Yeah, I know a few.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think maybe we got a little comfortable with shit. And maybe we do need to learn to live with a little bit less. And I'm a part of this. I don't have car payments and stuff like that, but I'm a part of this. I went on 4 fucking vacations this year, guys. A little excessive. I'm going on a 5th one, but that's a work trip. It got paid for by a brand. Whole thing paid. Pretty sweet. But, like, my point is, and part of that's my girlfriend, too. Like, she wants to do a lot, and then I'm going, well, you gotta live. Can't put it off forever. You get what I'm saying? But next year, I'm like, no more vacations. I'm like, I don't know if you know what time it is, but we need to be chill, stack our paper, chill the fuck out. I'm just saying sometimes we want a lot.
Yeah. You have a few friends that are living paycheck to paycheck, right?
I think most people are.
Yeah.
Majority of people are. Like, even when I was making $5,000 a month bartending, I had 2 roommates in my 30s, my early 30s. I would try to at least save $1,000 of that a month. I made $6,000 that month, $7,000 that month because I hustled hard. That extra $2,500 going away. I've always been a big saver, always.
True. But
I was willing to have roommates in my 30s to make it work, right? Like, most people want to live alone. That's fine. It comes with a cost, though. You know, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, this guy with the red fucking leather. A lot of people got red leather, and they out here going, I can't afford anything. It's like, dude, you got red leather, bro. I'm sorry, but as somebody who's a red leather daddy, no.
Yep.
You ain't out here. He's just making a point about universal income. I think it might have to become a thing. I don't know. You guys leave your thoughts, but like, if things keep going this way, down the road, 10 years from now.
Have you ever seen a time like this where it feels like everyone's living paycheck to paycheck, like in your lifetime?
Yeah, my whole life.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So it hasn't really.
It's always been a thing.
True.
Most people have to save by default. 401k, Social Security. They save by, most people who do save anything, it's by default. Even 10 years ago, I was the only guy in every group, maybe one other guy. My friend Jim was a hustler too, and he saved his money. One other guy out of everybody saved their fucking money, or tried to save something every month. Most other people was, they as soon as they get it is as fast as they spend it. That's just how people work. I'm no genius. I'm no like wizard, but that's how it goes. I like spending money too. I get it.
Yesterday, my company had the largest layoffs that they've done in a really long time, and it was actually one of the scariest things I've had to like witness in a work setting. I never thought that I would see so many people laid off from their job at once. All morning, I just kept seeing people from my team just gone. And I got phone calls from friends saying that they were gone too. I'm thankful that I still have my job, but still a lot of things for me in this position, I find a lot of fulfillment in it because of the people that I've met and because I...
You know what the worst is, though, is like, imagine being in that position and you're just thinking to yourself, like, am I next? You know what I mean? I remember, I'm not going to say the name of the company, big company, $1 billion boys club. Like, they represent like CVS and McDonald's and shit. But they did a round of layoffs. This is like 10 years ago. But they did it all to anybody over the age of 60.
That was the...
Like 4 years, 5 years before retirement. They've been there 30, 20, 30, 35 years. Just all the old people. Gone.
Dude, that's
And
so messed up. That's so messed up.
My mother was one of them. And it broke her fucking soul, dude. Broke her soul. And that's one thing, too. Like, I don't... an identity thing, I think, is a big one. A lot of us can... our pride and our sense of self and our identity can come from our job. Or, like, what we do. Like, I used to be a skateboarder. That's what I was. You know? Used to be a basketball player. That's what you were.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, it's their job. It's their career. So I've tried to never really be hung up on, this is just what I do for money. Like, I'm not this thing. What I'm doing here, yeah, I love YouTube. All hail Google. Thank you for the opportunity and the money.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to be like, I have a problem with that. Like, I can't let myself... that be my identity, because if shit slips up, it's like, who are you? What do you do? But this happens to people, man. Like, when they get laid off, it can crush them. I seen it happen to both my parents.
Dude, it's like a real deal, like identity crisis.
I'm not
you start looking at yourself like, who am I?
It can crumble somebody.
Yeah.
Like, completely. I mean, break it down small, guys. Break it down small. Like, imagine you used to be the man, and you were the football dude, right?
Oh,
everybody loved you. Once that's gone, I mean, people can, and that's on a small level. I mean, I can't tell you how many skateboarder friends I have They're still holding on to it. We're literally in our mid-30s. And they're just now being able to like reinvent themselves and let it go. That's not even having anything to do with money, guys. It's just something to think about. Let me see the comments on this one. 10 years ago, having layoffs was seen as a scarlet letter for a company. Now they see it as a way to increase profits for their shareholders. Yeah, I want to let you guys know one thing. When I fired these people, like on a small level, the shareholders would be me and Nestor. Well, of course, my girlfriend, because, you know how women are. But I didn't get rid of them for that reason. I didn't care about like, oh, I'm spending an extra $2,500 a month. It's fine. It's to grow something. But what happens is for 6-8 months of that, there's no return. We're going backwards. It's not necessarily about like, oh, I need that extra $2,500. See what I'm saying? I agree. Yes, this is the thing for big companies. Absolutely. They do layoffs, stocks go up. But on a small scale, it's more like, yo, we need to stay afloat and we need to make sure that we have reserves. We need to make sure if anything bad happens, I can live, Nestor can live. We're talking small shit here. But yeah, that is a real thing, unfortunately. When people get laid off, the stock goes up. Fucking crazy.
That's
Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? Layoffs are scary for those who are for those who are gone and those who stay. Yeah, you're just thinking to yourself,
survivor's guilt.
Yeah. And I'm sitting over here telling Nestor, I got to fire these guys, and I got to go. Just so you know, you're fine.
Yeah, and
I'm doing this so that we don't also get hit, because it's either we take a hit and keep these guys on, or we keep making the same amount of money and these guys go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
After experiencing a layoff, I legit stopped caring about careering. There you go. That's the biggest one I want to kind of take away from this. You almost gotta but you gotta have a job, right? You gotta be proud of something. I do get that. That's a tricky conversation. This one's just hilarious.
Quick question for renters. What is the biggest thing preventing you from even just thinking about buying a house now or in the future?
I just thought that was funny.
I'm 28
I was like, that's a genuine question. Anyways.
years old, and I had to move back home with my parents a few months ago because I lost my job due to the Trump administration 6 months ago. I tried to stick it out in DC for a few months and just couldn't make it work. Obviously was applying to jobs all the time. Now I'm home and I'm not ashamed of that at all. And I'm so grateful that my parents are willing to let me come back to be in a place like this. Like, oh my God, it's such a better situation than so many people who've been impacted by this administration, both in the US and abroad. I have so much gratitude, which a lot of the time actually only deepens the sadness, because I think it's like a juxtaposition of gratitude and gratitude against what it could be and what it is for so many other people, which of course is sad. Yeah, it's a rough time to be looking for a job. It's a rough time to be paying for student loans for a master's in an industry that there's no real point to this other than to just...
I put that in there because if you do have that opportunity, don't feel bad about it. And also, remember the identity thing and feeling crushed. That's kind of where I'm getting at with this.
It's demoralizing for guys who really want to get ahead, and it's just not happening.
Hold on. I want to play that one more time.
It's demoralizing for guys who really want to get ahead, and it's...
This right here. Young men with degrees are struggling to get jobs more than college-educated women. Forget all that. What I'm saying is this is something that's always blown my mind. Everybody that went to college used to work. It's only till the last 5 years where it's college doesn't work. My age group, everybody that went to college used their degrees for the most part. But The last 5 years, that's fucked up. That's something I want to say. We're going to end on a positive note here, okay?
Right.
This one is this hiring manager wants to say that no one's hiring, but this is funny. We're going to end on a funny note, all right? Some stuff not to do when you're applying to a job. I thought this was funny. She's just reading off resumes, and I got a good laugh out of this because I used to be not a hiring manager, but I used to have to go through people's resumes, and they would say some crazy shit.
All right, we're back reading resumes and the wild shit that y'all think is going to get y'all jobs out here. So let's just get into it. Have you ever been fired from a position? Don't believe them. I always quit.
That's the best.
We offer honesty. Like, honesty is the best policy, but can you pass a drug test? Not for weed or coke.
Bravo.
Reason for applying. I need a job today. Obviously. Reason for leaving last position. They was playing with my check. I ain't even mad at you, sis.
I can't be mad at that one.
Work experience. Jail. Just really big underneath work experience. I could have worked with that had you told me what you was doing in jail, but just jail. At this point, I'm about to hold a class. Don't get me wrong, shit that stand out, that's cool, but give me something to work with.
One more.
All right. Y'all been
This is the
asking for it,
best.
so let's just get into it. This one I kind of fuck with. Reason for leaving. Wasn't feeling the vibe.
That's awesome.
I can respect that. I get it. This one was kind of funny. It says their achievements is Employee of the Month. But when you check their work history, they're self-employed.
Oh, that's the best.
I bet you were the best employee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then somebody spelled qualified like fucking koala bear. Qualified.
Fucking kick somebody.
You're it. References be killing me too. They put on here, for their reference, my ex-girlfriend. I'm supposed to call and say, hey, is this so-and-so's ex-girlfriend? Like, what are y'all?
We're going to end on that note, but I thought that was funny because, so for a long time, I've been, the king of getting people jobs, but not, either at my job or with someone else that I know. So, for instance, if Nestor was like, yo, I really need a job, I would literally go, okay, you down to be a waiter? Be like, yeah. Be like, okay, call Eduardo and call this chick over here, 2 different restaurants. I'll call them, letting you know that you're coming in and to give you a chance. I'm the king of this. The best, though, is my boy Walski. This is years back. When we used to work at a restaurant together. He went to California and he goes, hey, Jack, I put you as my manager for the restaurant. So, to your cell phone. So he's like, please, man, I need to get this job. I go, okay, cool. Dude calls me. This was the best. And I love fucking with people. And he's like, yeah, I'm calling about, we'll just call him Walski. And we want to know what kind of employee he was. I go, I was like, Walski. I go, we sure do miss him. I go, I gotta tell you one thing. I go, our sales have been hit the shitter since he left this company. And the guy's like, really? I go, no, I'm just kidding. But he is great to work with. Cool guy. He shows up on time. I just thought that was funny. I guess the moral of the story of this whole thing, aside from Walski, and he did get the job, by the way, is God, I don't even know what I was going to say. What was I going to say? Okay, so what did we learn today? All right. 1, seems like it's impossible to get a job, especially with resumes like this. 2, if layoffs have become this normal, I'm not telling anybody to live in fear. I'm just saying maybe you've been thinking about making some crazy purchases. Maybe just chill out on that. Also, if you do make good money, and I'm going to say 70K and up is great. I'm going to say 60K and up is great money. Just know if you think 60 grand, 80 grand, 100 grand ain't that great, imagine losing it. This has happened to me. I went from hitting that 8 grand a month mark, some months 10 grand a month, this was about 3 years ago, to that being totally stripped away. and going back down to $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month. Luckily, I didn't up my bills or anything, but that shit hurts. Like that. I think most people have to learn the hard way, and I'm not saying I think you should get fired. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we live in a time where layoffs are normal. Let's actually end on this note. Now, so you look this up.
Yeah.
See, have layoffs always been a normal thing in United States history? Because I want to say it has been. I don't think these layoffs are anything normal or anything new. The only thing new about it is we have TikTok and YouTube and Instagram for people to shout out at the top of on the top of a mountaintop for everybody to hear. Beforehand, it was just newspapers or like the news, CNN. What do we got?
It looks like before the 80s, it wasn't so normal. It says, no, layoffs were not always normal. They became a common practice in the 1980s as a strategy for corporate competitiveness and cost cutting, replacing the earlier 20th century norm of long-term job security and cradle-to-grave employer loyalty. So this is a corporate.
So in other words, we are reaching. This is kind of genius. This is the long game, guys. Yeah. This has been the long con. Oh yeah, we just entered the real party. It seems like it's been just ever so lightly being normalized, and now we're at the point where layoffs are in fact part of the business model. And I'm kind of guilty of this, and I'm not a big corporation. I'm kind of guilty of this, even on a small scale. You know what we tried to do? We tried to scale up. In my head, I'm thinking, I'm going to keep these guys on. It's no big deal. But what did I do? I had them do my dirty work. Paid them enough to where they were happy. And then canned them once we reached our goals.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up.
It's rough.
It's kind of fucked up.
It's rough.
I didn't intend for it to be that way. It turns out TikTok and Instagram and these other platforms don't pay shit.
Yeah.
I was also sold a kind of a lie on that aspect. But I kind of did that. Now imagine that on a huge scale. That's what's good. This is the long game, you son of a piece of shit. All right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Nestor, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. All
right, unreal. Good luck. Also, everybody that reached out to me for a job position, I can't hire you. I can't afford you. And a lot of people have reached out to me to be like an intern and say like, I'll just work to learn. I don't think you can, I don't think I could do that to you right now. You need to make the money right now. You could learn on your own. There's plenty of ways to learn how to do internet shit.
Yeah.
But you need to make some fucking money. And I wouldn't feel right just bringing you in and not paying you anything. So appreciate everybody that did reach out. And if I didn't email you back, just know that I saw it and I don't have it in my heart to tell you no. But no. I love you. All right. Good talk. Unreal.